guys discovered Daniel Caesar?
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, discovering is a kind of hard
it's
word.
always
It's all, but you guys come across
introduced.
You're introduced.
Yeah.
You're introduced to Daniel.
So a good friend and producer that we work with named Jordan Manswell, who you're familiar with.
Shout out to Jordan.
Shout out to Jordan.
He showed me his music, and the first time he showed me his music, I didn't like it. It actually wasn't his music. I didn't like the song.
Okay.
And you have to ask him about this story because he has a different version of the story. But this is my recollection of it.
Danny?
It's on my side.
Tell your side. Okay.
It was another good friend. His name was Nico, and it was his song. And Manswell had asked me to mix it.
I've heard this story.
Yeah, he asked me to mix it.
Yeah.
You heard my side?
I've heard your side.
So he asked me to mix it, and so I was mixing, and I'm kind of like halfway through the mix. I was just like, "Who's singing the chorus?" He's like, "Oh, is it this kid from?" This was, I think, before Danny Caesar.
Yeah,
just Ashton.
Yeah,
there's this kid from Oshawa, and he was like, "No, he's a new kid that we started working with." And I kind of was just like, "You should get somebody else to sing the chorus. It didn't sound good on the song.
You said that. It didn't
sound good on the beat." I said that straight up. You should get someone else to sing the chorus. And he was like, "No, like trust me. Like he's good. His music is good." And then.
At first, I thought you were asking who's singing on this chorus because you're like super impressed. You're like, I need to meet this kid.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it because it didn't fit the record at all.
Okay.
So I'm kind of going through it, and then so he sends me his actual music, and that's when I was like, oh, okay.
While you're mixing it?
No. This was after.
This was after.
Yeah.
Shout out to the
I don't want to listen to this. I don't want to listen to this.
I bet they send a man to mix, and he'd be like, yo, like. Change the man on the chorus, bro.
Yeah.
You're mixing engineer being like, yo, change the nigga on the chorus, bro. Like,
that's why I'm not mixing. I can't keep my mouth shut. Like, I wasn't feeling it. But no, he sent me his music after.
Yeah.
It was completely different. It's like very acoustic, obviously to this day, but then it was very acoustic and just a completely different thing. I think, and then I think Manswell gets the full credit for not only introducing it to me, but like, no, like this is good. Like, trust me, sort of, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. And that's how I met him.
When did you show Matthew the music? Or did you show him?
He came over to the crib and he's like, yo, listen to this. Like, this is a kid that I got introduced to that Manswell put me onto.
And Maui too. Because quickly it was
right.
Yeah.
And he pressed play. And I remember I was like, what is this? I feel like 2 or 3 songs that he played me. And I remember being like, immediately I knew.
Like Medulla. Bro.
Yeah. But it's like, immediately I knew that there was something special there because obviously he's special and his voice is special, his writing is special. But I think it also came at a perfect time for me where I needed that as well. Because after Wonder, it's like, I started venturing off and I was doing like a lot of like, pop producing sessions. So clocking in, clocking out in LA, back and forth, just doing a lot of writing, which was cool. It was a grind.
Wasn't motivating though. Wasn't like
it was good practice.
Okay.
It was like I got significantly better at songwriting and producing during that era because I was doing it all the time. It was like my 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like that. So when he played me Daniel's music, he's like, yo, like I think we should work with him. And I heard it. It was such a breath of fresh air. In comparison to what I was doing. And also like even like all the hip hop stuff that we did with Wonder, which again, I love. I'm a musician, like I love chords, I love to play. And it's like, with the hip hop stuff, it's like, it's kind of just like you get like a catchy melody and put a bass down on it and it's like cool, slap some drums on it next. Which is cool, but I want to be more expressive. So when he played me Daniel stuff, I was like, this feels like what I've been finally waiting for, a way for me to express myself musically as well. So I was just like, yo, I'm in 100%, let's do it. Okay. So we started off just being like, yo, let's just like, we'll take it slow and just start on the music and just like kind of see how our chemistry is and see how it is making music with him and kind of see where things go from there. That's kind of where it started.
That's where it started. And you guys are in Toronto at this point.
I was still in Ajax.
Yeah,
I don't know if you moved.
Still in Ajax.
Oh yeah, I was still in Ajax.
I was still in school, I think.
You're still in school?
Yeah, at this point.
Oh, okay, because for architecture.
Yeah, so cool. And then it quit from there. It was like, take it slow. So like a year later, he was living with me. That's what I was telling you, like working downtown. He'd get off work at 3 a.m. And if he didn't set up, he was kind of like couch surfing.
Right.
If he didn't set up where he was gonna stay, it was, you know, Kayvon's house, my house, or another one of his friends' house, he'd just be stuck, you know, because sometimes you don't hear that, you know what I mean? So we'd be asleep. It's 4 a.m.
Right,
so
right.
He'd be stuck. So that was a
You just
crazy
sleep on
period.
park bench.
Right.
That was a park bench. McDonald's days.
Those days.
Yeah, bro.
The infamous days here,
time,
bro. Yeah.
And I was still on Ajax, so there wasn't.
You can't help.
I can't do shit, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? But yeah.
So then he starts crashing at your place like full time. He started living with you.
Yeah, there's a point where it was just like, okay,
like, all right, bro.
Because
no
I'm not gonna.
bench.
Yeah, I'll set an alarm to wake up, or sometimes still awake, and then that's where we started. That was Praise Break. We started it there. It was like you get off work, and then we'd work from like 4 a.m. to whatever, and then we'd wake up, work a bit more, and then you go back to work. And it was kind of just like in a short period of time, we had something, and then we brought it in Ajax, the basement. That was our studio.
Mm-hmm.
With the red
chair,
kind of
baby.
like that, the red chair, the red couch, and then that's where we just kind of like built it up, the music.
Crazy.
And that was the first one.
Yeah, and then
that's 2014.
And at this point, are you and Daniel, do you know you have something special here? You three collaborating and working together, and you're saying, let's set out and work on this project together. Like, let's really figure this out. Is there a plan, or is this all happening organically?
We didn't know much. Like, we just knew how to make the music. And we connected with Anthony Osei in that early process. And this is like blog era.
Shout out to
Osei, man.
Yeah.
This is blog era.
What's his name again?
Wow.
Ghost. You still remember it.
Huh? Ghost to Shake.
He's Illionaire.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But he's also Ghost to Shake.
Oh, I didn't know that's fire.
He's Ghost to Shake. Yeah. You didn't know? Yeah.
You're outing all his legendary.
It's whatever
releases.
at this point. Maybe we'll keep it in there. Maybe we won't.
But this is like.
But I do remember when I told Osei, he's like,
not right, complex.
Yeah. He's the guy doing all that.
Yeah.
And what he explained to us is like, this is like the blog payola, like version of payola, where it's like, he said they have email threads where they all share the music. So if you can get in that email thread, it's not really payola, but you get in that email thread, they're all going to post it.
Yeah, because I remember at that time it was like 7 or 8 different websites.
And they all
blogs.
mattered.
They were all posted. Yeah, they all mattered at that time.
Yeah.
And it was like, and it makes sense because it was like, if you couldn't get on one, you couldn't get on one. But if you can get on one, you got on all of them.
You got on all of them.
Got on all of them. It's because they were all, just to cut down on the work, they were all like,
Just
okay, this is
sharing
what we're all posting this. It's different websites. They're owned by sometimes the same people, different people, but this is just all the shit we're gonna post today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and he was one of those people. So,
and shout out to Osei, because like very, very low key, he's been a pillar of
so many things.
100%.
In the city of Toronto.
Yeah.
He's been early to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
He's got, in my opinion, one of the greatest years in the business.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And he's got a great mind as well, too, to how to market things and put things out. So shout out to him.
He's always in it. Too.
He's always in
You
it.
have to be, and I think that really matters.
He's always in it. Yeah.
To understand that you have to be in it.
Yeah. He's constantly,
He's
outside.
He's outside.
Yeah.
But to be great, you have to be outside.
Yeah.
It's like part of it is like, this is a great song, but I also need to see how it's
reacting,
if it's working. You know what I'm saying? Because if there's a disconnect, I want to also know why, so I can better advise the people that I am working with. So
we were not outside. We were just inside cooking.
You were inside cooking.
Exclusively inside.
So Anthony was the person to do that.
Super interesting.
That part of it.
Come back,
I think this could work, or like I'm gonna be able to get this. First EP, we got Billboard and Complex posts. Yeah, which is like blog. Like what's the equivalent? That would be like getting on
today.
Your first song ever. Getting on R&B
playlist
or RBX,
Spotify,
or rap. What's it
Rap
called?
Caviar.
Rap Caviar. That's the equivalent.
Yeah. At that
right
time.
away.
Yeah. I remember seeing. Is it Violet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was the first thing I ever saw, because me coming from the film world, I was very enamored with Liam MacRae's work. I was like, oh, this guy's incredible. And then I saw Party Next Door. Yeah. And then I saw he did Violet, and he was telling me, he's like, this kid's next. So that's how I got put onto Daniel.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I remember seeing that video and being like, the video is very different from anything I remember, because it was so simple, but like it was just really shot beautifully.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing his voice. I was like, oh, this guy's,
Yeah.
he's different.
Yeah, it's the voice.